Hi, my name is Caroline, and I have been single for over 5 years. And for 2.5 of those years, I have lived in Austin, Texas, and dating here has been really challenging. I'm sure some can relate. And I've done every single dating app. I've reached out to guys in DMs. I've asked guys out in person. I've even gone to singles events, and somehow I'm just not meeting the right people. So, with that said, I'm putting myself out there in a very different way via social media. And if this is a complete fail, then it is what it is. I literally have nothing to lose at this point, but I thought that I could reach a whole lot more guys this way, and maybe someone that would be more compatible with me may see my video. So anyways, here we go. So to hit the highlights, Caroline, 27. I live in Austin, but I grew up in Chicago. I got my bachelor's degree at Indiana, and I got my master's degree at Northwestern. My dog is about to bark for me, so 1 second. Go. Okay, sorry about that. I worked as a speech therapist for about 3 years, and then recently I've made a career shift and I'm starting my own business that I'm really, really excited about. I've taught group fitness classes for about 2.5 years, and I'm really involved in health and wellness, and I exercise every single day. I have a wiener dog named Mario who wanted to come on my lap at the most perfect time. So this is Mario. He's the love of my life, and whenever someone stops me around town, it is never to talk to me. It is always to talk and ask about Mario, which is fully understandable. And my parents live in Charleston. I'm very, very close with them. And then I thought I would just hit some fun facts. I always have this ongoing list in my notes app that it's things that make me feel a certain type of way good, and then things that make me feel a certain type of way bad. And I just add to it as things come up in life. And so I'm just going to share a couple things. And if you resonate and you're oh my God, I totally I vibe with that, then reach out to me. Okay. So list of bad things. A couple of those would be Las Vegas, gerbils. So hamsters, rodents of sorts, cruises, mezcal, which is a hot topic in Austin because mezcal's huge here. And then bringing a dog to a crowded bar. Those are things I just do not vibe with. Things that make me feel some type of way good. Early 2000s hip hop, more 2010s, I guess. College football, clean sheets, anything true crime, documentary, podcast, I'm there. And then early morning workouts, 6 a.m. workouts, love to be done with my exercise before the sun rises. Those are just a couple things about me. Again, I know I have nothing to lose by putting myself out there, maybe just a little bit of embarrassment, but I thought I'd give this a shot because I don't know what else to do. So anyways, reach out to me via TikTok or Instagram, same handle, because I'm very, very single. Bye.
Male loneliness epidemic. Yeah. Do you want to know the last time a man held the door open for me? Do you want to know the last time a man wanted to see me in the daylight? Do you want to know the last time a man bought me flowers? Do you want to know the last time a man picked me up for a date? I'm sorry that I'm not jumping at the opportunity to be treated like complete fucking dog shit. I'm sorry that I'm not jumping at the opportunity to receive the bare minimum from a man. At the end of the day, I can do all those things for me, and I can do it without some man bitching and whining and moaning in my ear about it. I dated a guy one time, and he told me, well, I can't buy you flowers that much because then you're just going to expect it, and it's not going to be as special. Why isn't it just a normal thing that you regularly do? And I also had to ask for flowers, and he never held the door open for me. The last time I was involved with a man that I wanted to date, he threatened to delete my nudes when I pissed him off, and then he gaslit me and called me crazy, and the whole time he was talking to a complete other girl. And also, I don't really feel like getting into a relationship and then immediately being pressured by society to get married, have children, start a family, because apparently that's all that women are good for in this day and age. And I've done the math. My life is just a whole lot better and easier without a man in my life dating me, because at the end of the day, I don't need to depend on them for happiness, and I'm way better off on my own. And until a man wants to treat me right, then I'm fine being single. So maybe do better.
There is absolutely no part of me that wants to be single. I absolutely 100% do not want to be single. I'm an empty nester. I got my shit together. I work out every day. I look good. Like my hat says, strong, smart, beautiful. That's who I am. That's where I'm at in life. And I'm ready for somebody to come into my life. Like, I got all my shit together. There's absolutely no part of me that wants to be single. You know what I did last night? I sat in on a Friday night. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I want to go experience life with somebody. I don't want to experience it on my own. I've done that long enough. So there's absolutely no part of me that still wants to be single. Just so you know.
I don't think men understand how successful they would be if they just took a girl out to dinner. I get so much shit for not giving men a chance. But it's like, well, you ain't offered to go to dinner. You offered for me to come to your house at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'm not going to go do that. I'm not going to do that. But like the 90% of the time, if you ask me to dinner, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to that dinner. I can't promise I'm going to go to another one. If it sucks, it sucks. Like if we just, not that you suck, but like if we just are, if it sucks. But if you ask me to dinner, I'm going to go to it. I'm gonna do it.
If a girl cancels your first date without good reason, text her this. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. And that is all you need to say. The ball is in her court to let you know when she is free next if you want to give her another opportunity. If she cancels twice, text her this. Hey, I don't think it's meant to be. Take care. Then find someone who is not going to flake.
Men know better than to give a second chance to a woman that cancels on her first date without good reason. And he won't be rude, he won't ask why, he won't be passive aggressive, and he won't even try to talk her out of canceling that date. Because he just knows that that means that that woman is not excited enough for the date. He is not her first choice, and nothing will ever change that. And again, men know this, which is why they would rather just save their time and energy. And sure, maybe if she's willing to come back with a plan and she puts in the effort into planning that second date, maybe he'll take her up on it. But let's be honest, how many women are actually doing that? Which is why most men will just delete her number, keep his peace, and move on.
I mean, essentially what you guys are doing is playing games. It's too much talking going back and forth. It's too many words going on. Y'all want a man, because it's part of your game and what you want. Y'all want a man to keep on going back and forth with you, because it helps your ego, it boosts your ego. It gives you something to do. You're supposed to be a boss babe, but for some reason, you want something to do. Just read an article where it said that Hollywood actress Jennifer Lawrence has a fake account. Now this is kind of funny. She has a fake account where she goes on TikTok and starts fights with people. I guess she don't have nothing else to do. She don't have any other roles or any jobs that she's trying out for. This is what she wants to do in her free time. Like I said, it's kind of funny, but I'm using it as an example as to what women do. Modern women. They want to waste your time. They want you to send the text. They want you to go back and forth. Too bad. I've already moved on. You're not in my future. I'm not even thinking about you. You don't want to communicate like you said that you wanted to communicate. Ain't nothing left to be said.
Okay, so now I know how it feels whenever somebody reaches out to me and they're like, hey, I know you're way out of my league, but I decided to take a chance, because I did that. I reached out to somebody that was so out of my league and he didn't respond. So, for all the people that I made feel like shit, I am so sorry.
So the left is in full crisis mode, trying to figure out how to reattract young men. Good luck with that. And the strategy is built around getting men to be more pro-abortion, more pro-gay, and more pro-BLM. According to this, the face of masculinity for the Democrat Party, apparently.
I spend a lot of time on college campuses. I love young men. I love frat guys. And in that, I realized, like, even the ones that identify as conservative are almost always pro-choice. They're almost always pro-gay marriage. You'd be surprised at the number of them who supported Black Lives Matter. And so I feel like people just kind of lump them into this box when the truth is, again, a lot of them are with us on the issues. They're just not part of our coalition because they feel like they're not welcomed in it.
Whoever is out there listening, I beg of you, truly, I beg of you, keep doing more of this. You'd think eventually these people would just wake up one day and realize that the more they push, the further away young people are getting from this completely alternate reality they're living in. But here we are.
Don't think.
You've never had a girlfriend, then like, I don't want to get to know you because I've been fucking married. Like, I'm not doing the learning curve. So I think that like I will ask like some maybe intense questions on a first date, but that's also my personality. Like I like to get deep. I like to get to know you. And if that doesn't match your vibe, then like that's totally cool. It's a first date.
Dating guys who are private and aren't super active on social media is great and all until you're going through a breakup with them and they don't give you any content to stalk. You have no idea what the motherfucker is up to. I'm not getting a damn story. Bro doesn't like anything on social media. In fact, I probably don't even follow him anymore and he's probably on private. So even if he did post something, I wouldn't know. Can't stalk any reposts because he probably doesn't even have TikTok. There's just nothing. These guys, they move in silence. And it's deafening. That being said, I'm kind of also grateful. Because if they did give us content, we'd probably go crazy. Like, I just can't tell. Is it a blessing or is it a curse? All I know is my curiosity. That hoe is suffering.
Do you know why dating is unfair for men and not for women? Because men have to earn love. Women don't. Women can just show up and there will always be someone to love them. But a man, he has to be confident. He has to have money. He has to have status. He has to have worked on himself. He has to whatever, because a man who is fat, who has no money, who has no status, who has no self-control, will not be loved by anyone except maybe his parents, but that's it. No one else will care about him. So women out there saying that dating is harder for women, where? It is so not harder for women. The worst kind of woman will find love, but a man has to be exceptional in so many ways in order to just have one person care about him.
So what do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced that said by 2030 or something, 50% of women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then two, the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle, their options dwindle, their options dwindle.
Have you seen the data showing the movement of teenage boys politically to the right?
Where else are they going to go?
It's a good question.
I mean, I had a teenage boy, I still have one, and I watched them be pushed farther and farther right by their school. You suck. All of your instincts are bad. These girls are amazing. Look at you. You're pathetic. Be less masculine and more attractive. You're just barking at them constantly. They're not moving right. They're moving out of your stupid way. You've given them what? Nothing. Nothing. One of my son's friends died recently by his own hand. And I don't know what kind of pressures he was put under. But I watched those kids go through this pressure cooker created.
Essentially what he's saying is men continue to adapt. That's what he's saying. I'm continuing to adapt to my surroundings. You told me you didn't want me to approach. I'm not going to approach. You told me you didn't want my protection. I'm not going to protect you. You told me you didn't want to be around me. You didn't need me to protect or provide. You told me that you didn't need me at all. You told me that not only did you not need me, you told me I was a bum. You told me I was a loser. I was broke. I was sassy. I was gay. So I just took all of that and adapted to it. And I left you alone. And I went to start doing my own thing. And now when I remove myself from society and society starts crumbling and breaking down, all of a sudden you back here on TikTok talking about where all the good men at. Where are the guys that's going to help us to build and maintain this thing? How come the guys that I thought I was going to be able to call and rely on, how come they're not there? You mean I can't be like a mafia boss and make a simple call and it's done? You mean it's not that simple? You mean I actually do need to be nice to men? Wow. What am I going to do now?
We see the men of the West checking out. And I would love during our Q&A portion if somebody thinks that's a good thing or a bad thing. And if you think it's a good thing, at least you are morally consistent. If you think that the men of a society checking out is a good thing, well, you are getting your goal, because that is what is happening.
A big theme that I'm seeing is, especially in the younger generation of men, feeling that isolation is their best answer to not even just social interaction, but like goals in life. Like, I want to go live in the woods by myself with a tractor, like no one else. And they're reading that book of the guy who did that and died like that and was completely unhappy and left like journals and everything like this. And I don't know if it's a trend, but I do see that hyper individualistic, and then the conclusion they find is isolation. And that prohibits, like, it comes from that awkwardness and different things, but it prohibits them finding any codependency that's healthy, any relationship that's healthy, any enfolding of themselves and interacting with life that is healthy.
The message to young men right now, where they are checking out of the dating pool, the message is very consistent. Young men, get your house in order, make yourself valuable, make yourself desirable so you can select the right kind of woman for you. Young men are less obese, they're less depressed, they're more independent, and women still blame young men? Let me tell you, can anyone out there name me one fat pride male model? One who's making millions. Hey, can anyone name me an equivalent to OnlyFans for young men? I've read numbers as high as 25% of young women have an OnlyFans or have considered it. Look, you cannot continue to blame men while women are being told that they are beautiful at any size, that they can have an abortion at any time, that all of their decisions are valid and none are valid for men. To the point now where we've invalidated young men's decisions to not engage. I would argue young men have far fewer prospects when they are looking at good women in their generation than women do. Society says man at fault, woman beautiful at any size, brave no matter what you do, all choices are as valid as the next choice. Men, these are your duties. What can we expect of women? Why are you trying to control me? Okay, then enjoy 60% of women being single and unmarried by the year 2035, I think is the stat that I heard.
Men aren't the problem. Women's lack of accountability is, and that's why men are checking out of dating and nobody wants to say it. Women love to complain about men, how men don't want to commit, don't want to date, don't want to put in effort, don't want to do this and that, but rarely do women stop to ask what role they play in the problem. And trust me, girl, I used to be the same way until I realized what was really going on. The truth is, men are tired of being told they're never enough. They're tired of being called toxic for being masculine, tired of being shamed for wanting to lead, and tired of being treated like they're disposable. Why would a man want to date when he's constantly told he's the problem? When every mistake is weaponized against him and every effort is met with criticism or indifference. Add in the fact that so many women are competing with men instead of complimenting them, and it's no wonder men are choosing peace over partnership. Men want to feel respected, needed, and appreciated. When they don't get that, they check out, and honestly, I can't blame them. If you want a man who actually wants to show up for you, maybe start by showing him some respect. Otherwise, don't be surprised when he chooses himself over a relationship.
I shouldn't even have to say this, but ladies, if a guy you're interested in, or like, I don't know, you guys are talking on a dating app or something, please don't do that. But if you are talking on a dating app, or you're just talking to somebody and they invite you over to their house, God forbid if it's the first date, but even like the second, third, or fourth, or fifth, I would say like the first 5 dates need to be them putting in work. If they're inviting you over to their house to watch a movie, or to like cook dinner at their house or your house, they're broke and not worth your time. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Just don't waste your time, because that is just being cheap, okay? It's not cute. That is broke boy energy.
A lot of these women today, for whatever reason, and I think I know the reason why, is because a lot of these OnlyFans chicks have made a lot of money, is because we've changed the culture to where you got fly out culture and everything is so easily acceptable, aside from the fact that you have a lot of these IG pictures that's leading y'all to believe that people are doing better than they really are. And people are financing a lot of stuff and they blowing a lot of bags, and it's not necessarily translating into the best thing that's for people in the culture. And nobody cares about love anymore. But the fact of the matter is that people spend more time focusing, or women, let me revise that. Women have been spending more focus and time on what you are supposed to be doing for them, instead of whether or not they are valuable enough, or they qualify, or whether or not they even like the person that they're around. And so now you have a lot of these women that are jumping online saying that men are giving broke boy energy if you don't take them out 5 times And I've seen a lot of women that even ask for money or say that you're supposed to pay for her groceries in order to even be able to get with her. I was always of the impression that you was doing too much. If you decided to buy a drink for a chick that ultimately is just there to get drinks and she not even buying a drink for herself because she just don't qualify to be in your presence. I say that y'all keep doing what y'all doing. The only reason that they're getting upset is because a lot of them are not getting what they want. And so they get disgusted and they start to have these conversations online like that's supposed to prove something to you. And the only people that's going to fall for that trick is the simps. Simps fall for tricks from tricks. Simps fall from tricks from tricks. Straight up. And so if she like you, there are no rules. If she don't necessarily care, but she want to give you a chance, then she going to put a barrier to entry, and that's when you got to start spending money. And let me be clear. It's nothing wrong with spending money to enjoy your life. But if you're leading with money, and I said this on After Hours, if you're leading with money in order to get it because you couldn't get it without it, and that's what she makes you qualify for, then that's a bigger problem. That is a much, much bigger problem than anything that these women are saying. Don't listen to them. Listen to yourself and listen to your conscience. Listen to Uncle Anton.
Question for men in New York City. Why is no one making the effort to offer their seat to a woman? I have been appalled lately getting on the subway and seeing a number of elderly women, pregnant women, women with children, women that are obviously struggling to carry a lot of things, and no man offers.
And you know what? It's funny. It's funny how a lot of these women want to call you broke, but you have press-on nails. Like you have the do-it-yourself kits where they do it themselves, or you can get a self-wax kit. My wife actually watches one of these things where instead of going to the hairstylist, these women do their own hair, and the hairstylist is reacting to them doing their hair. And some of them are doing pretty good, but some of them mess it up completely. And to that you would say, why don't you just go to a professional? You must be broke. Well, I got a DIY project and you know it's too expensive to do this house or have somebody come in and do all of this stuff and hire a contractor, so I think I'll do it myself. So you mean as a boss babe, you're broke. Oh, well, I decided to see if I can get a man in my neighborhood or my apartment, my apartment building. There's been women, I'm thinking about 4 or 5 of them on TikTok, that got mad at men for not helping them out. Oh, why are you not helping me out? You know, they talking about they wanted a pizza. Are you broke? You couldn't give them lunch? You wanted them to help out for free? Modern women continue to talk out of both sides of their mouths. They don't want to pay for things. They don't, like I said, they don't even want to go down to 7-Eleven and get their man a hot dog and a Coca-Cola. But they want their man to continually, over and over again, take them out, spend extravagantly, spend generously on them. And then maybe, just maybe, we can make it official. And I'll post you. And I'll give you the honor of being my man because I'm the prize. Okay.
The only way to make a man more invested in you is if you inspire him to do so. And the way you inspire a man is by complimenting him for the things he does for you. Because if you focus on the things that he has not been doing and you point out to him what it is that you want, you come from a place of neediness, and that is totally uninspiring for every man. You have to make him feel good about himself. You have to make him feel that he adds something to your life, that he is useful to you. Because a man values what he invests in, and he sees you as one of his assets. So when he feels good with you, he sees you as being worthy of his investment. But there's something else happening in a man's brain. The more you show him that you believe in him, that you look up to him, the more he will want to do for you, because he wants to prove that he is that man you believe he is. So give him specific compliments. He orders a coffee for you, amazing. He wakes you up on Sunday mornings, you will be on time in church. What a guy. Because if you compliment him for the way that he looks or the way that he smells, he will just be lazy. But if you tell him how great he is because of the things that he does for you, you will give him something that every man needs. the feeling of being your hero.
So I saw this study that almost half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. And let me tell you, that was literally the most disheartening statistic as someone who's in that age group and who just deleted all her dating apps because she wants to meet someone in real life. I really do not want to hear any more shit about a male loneliness epidemic when half of men my age aren't even attempting to talk to a woman in real life. I completely understand the fear of rejection and everything. It's hard out here to just go up and talk to someone you don't even know. But I feel our dependence on online stuff, dating apps, Instagram, whatever, has kind of made it so that no one talks to anyone anymore in real life. Because why risk rejection in person when the most you could do is I don't know, slide into their Instagram DMs, and then if they say no, that's it. You don't have to see them again, you don't have to face that rejection in real life. Also, then people are gonna say, it's 2023, why didn't the woman just approach a man? That is completely fine. I have done that before. I have been the one in my past 2 relationships to, pursue, I guess, the man first. But sometimes a girl just wants to be asked out, if you're looking cute, you want someone to be like, hey, I think you're really pretty, can I get your number or something? So, I don't know. I guess this is a message for guys, if you're watching this, don't feel super afraid to ask a woman out or say something. It doesn't have to be anything big. You just say, I think you're really pretty. Can I have your number? If she says no, respectfully move on. The fear of rejection that people have is really deterring them from ever saying anything to anybody now, especially because it's so easy to be oh, I could just look them up on Instagram later and say something or like their story, which doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I guess this is your sign to talk to somebody today. If you think they're cute, just say something.
Guys, men used to go to war and now they look at you weird when you approach them at the bar because all they did was stand around and stare at the wall all night.
So I work a second job as a cashier at a local grocery store, and I had a gentleman come through my line who stared at my name tag for an awkward amount of time, only to ask if it was pronounced Tara or Tara, which it's Tara. Not an unusual name, but not whatever. And I asked if he would like his receipt, which seems like a simple question, but he looked kind of unsure. And I said, it's okay, nobody's going to tackle you between here and the door if you don't have your receipt. To which he replied, that's too bad. I would love it if you would tackle me. And I'm looking around. There's nobody because the store's dead. There's nobody. And I just laughed nervously. And he goes, no, really? He goes, did you know you're beautiful? He goes, I would love it if you would tackle me. Would you please tackle me? Is this dating in 2024? Was that him shooting his shot? Did I miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime because I didn't tackle him? And is anybody willing to walk me to my car for the rest of my shifts this week? Because that gentleman now knows what time I get off at night. So, cool.
Why are men not approaching anymore? Is that becoming a thing in 2025? We like to be approached. We like that. When did that change? I feel like the art of courting is being tainted by just how accessible we are to each other because of social media.
There's these women stealing Finance Bros salads.
Hey, oh my god, so sorry, I grabbed your salad. Let me just make it up to you and buy you a new one.
She's saying that some of her friends go to salad bars and steal the salads that are waiting on the side that have been ordered for pre-collection from these guys that work on Wall Street. And then they find them on Instagram based on the name that's on the top of the order and message them as a counter to the fact that so few men that are eligible are approaching women.
They're really clever, I must say.
Dude, they wipe the floor with guys with that social stuff. Another girl walking through Central Park, and she's basically saying walking through Central Park, my hair's great, my skin's great, I've got the boobs out today. And I wonder if any man is going to approach me.
Nobody ever hits on me or approaches me. Ever.
So it's evident to me that there is a world of women who really would quite like to be approached more by guys.
I really should be studying for my doctoral degree and not talking about this dumbass stuff, but I just have to tell you guys what this man said to me. So I was talking to this man. Oh, Duke, are you okay? Sorry, there's Duke. Oh, Coco. Anyways, I was talking to this man about how in general, like, the men are not approaching women outside anymore. And I think we can kind of all come to a consensus on that. Like, that just isn't happening. I'm 28. I've been in and out of the club scene since I was 18. Well, really like 21, 22, whatever. And things have changed. Things are not the same. And I always equated it to COVID, right? I was like, okay, well, COVID just took away like the confidence, that ability to socialize and strike up a conversation with a stranger, or dancing with someone that you don't know at the club, which also I think is related to like phones and wanting to be cool and not wanting to be exposed, whatever. These are the reasons why I think men are no longer approaching women in the clubs. I'm talking to this man, I'm saying this, you know what he tells me? And now I'm like, is this true? He was like, oh no, like the reason why men don't go up to girls anymore is because of the Me Too movement. The Me Too, the sexual assault? I literally said, were men sexually assaulting women in the club like all the time? Is that how you approach women? By sexually assaulting them? What are we talking about? The Me Too movement? Yeah, now we're scared to talk to them because da-da-da-da-da-da. I was like, just don't be a creep. Don't be a creep. What? And that he was being very genuine. And like, I genuinely think that other men genuinely feel this way now. Like, it's so annoying to be straight. Like, oh my God, it's so annoying.
Did you hear the sigh in her voice? Like, this is an inconvenience to my perfect life. A man's not going to give me attention. The man's not going to give me the validation that I want. That's what most of these modern women are doing. It's a sigh of, I can't be bothered. Man, these men. Who's going to be the men? Who are going to be the boys? Why are these men so afraid? I mean, I know we're discussing things that they're telling us they're afraid and they don't want to be caught in these situations. And I get all that. I understand all that. But I don't care. It's an inconvenience to me. It upsets me. It disturbs my life. It makes my life inconvenient. Do you understand that it's not a vibe? I want to get up. I want to go to Starbucks. I want to get my coffee. I want to be hit on in the coffee shop. I want to reject that person. That'll be the perfect time for me to pull out my phone and start recording a TikTok about how I just rejected somebody. But I got hit on, and today's going to be a good day as I take a slight sip of my caramel macchiato. And then I turn it off. And then I do it again over and over again. As I go to grocery stores, I go to Target, I go to some high-end, expensive department store that I'm not going to get anything at. I just record myself picking up a bunch of stuff and talking to somebody as B-roll footage. And I go home and do absolutely nothing. But it's a boost to my ego. It's a boost because I want attention. I want validation. You guys are inconveniencing us by not coming up and approaching us. Get over that and come give us an ego boost. Modern women, man.
I have a general question for the men. Do you guys still approach women, or is that like beneath you now?
That is funny. No, lady, it is not beneath the men. We just don't want to do it anymore. Haven't you heard? Men are under attack. Whenever we approach you, you remind us no means no. You are not being stalked. Different things you tell us. We end up destroying our lives just because we want to tell you how much we care or we're interested in you. So it's a trap. Or the men should run away.
I remember, like, honestly, the confidence, the energy, and the aura, like, would ooze out of your pores.
Confident and energy and the aura. We had all that and we didn't even know we did. All we've been hearing were men are useless, men are stupid, men are this, men are pigs. This is what we've been hearing. I'm hearing that for the first time that we even had aura when we're approaching women. Strange, isn't it?
Like, you could dominate a space. Swiftly.
We do not want to be controlling. Well, I hear you though.
You would take rejection on the chin, whatever, kept it moving. Now,
Take rejection on the chin, coming from the gender that hates rejection. So you enjoy the torture. So we can grovel, we can beg and make ourselves a little man, humiliate ourselves so you can brag to your friends how important you are. No, thank you. We do not want to do that anymore. There is no taking rejections. If you don't want a man, don't encourage a man to chase you. If you are single, well, you can also ask a man out. Aren't we in the modern world? 50-50 and equality, lady.
Now, you guys turn soft. You guys turn soft and you left it to the women to do. Why?
Soft is good.
What happened? Or what makes it worse if you see someone at an event, they slide in your DMs afterwards? What happened to face? What happened to the confidence? Like...
Yes, we prefer the DM sliding so that in case you tell the police we have evidence to back ourselves up. Do you know how many lives you ladies have destroyed all because you want to seek attention? Don't get me wrong, there are silly men out there, some just making fool of themselves, hurting the women, but majority of you now are just riding on those innocent, those real victims, making men look bad. So yes, we prefer to slide in your DM. Have you watched the documentary on Netflix on I Am Not a Rapist? Please check it out. Because of you guys, lives were destroyed and there was no repercussion, no consequences, and no accountability. So yes, we've gone soft and we prefer to slide in your DM.
Men don't go after women anymore nowadays, and part of the reason is that it's just become so hard because we women have become so demanding. Not that long ago, a marriage was seen as an economical agreement and the husband was expected to provide for his family and to protect his family. But in those days, we women were still financially dependent on men. But now that we make our own money, we don't just want a husband to be a provider or to protect us, but we want a husband who can really understand us, who can feel us emotionally, and who can help in the household, and wait a minute, who can also be a very good father to our kids. But it's not just because we're financially independent that we have these expectations. It's also that society, the way it's set up, has changed completely. We used to live in a society in which we had a whole support system around us. We would have barbecues with the neighbor on the corner every Sunday. We would drink coffees with our neighbor every morning, and we would discuss our problems. But nowadays, because we also work, we live way more isolated, and the time we have off, we spend more and more with this one person who's our husband. And what that looks like in reality is that we sit on the sofa at night and we watch TV together. We look at rom-coms in which the man goes through hell and back to win a woman's heart. So besides the fact that practically seen we expect more from our men, our brains are also fed with all these fantasies about how relationships should and could be. And men have stopped to go after women because they freak out with the thought that they have to deliver all these things that women expect nowadays.
What is a passport bro? A passport bro is a man who is done with entitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails. Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize sex, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ sexual partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of US men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives, lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading. So I'm with you guys. Smarter, not weaker. West failed the men, so men left. Can't blame them.
I'm not shitting on anybody's preferences, but I think I will stay defending short kings because God found one way to keep some of them humble, and it's their height because they check every other box. But
y'all, this is gonna be icky one. But I'm just gonna be straight up. I haven't dated a lot. I haven't dated in the last however many years. It just doesn't. I've just been disappointed a lot of times, right? Well, someone talked me into dating again, so I tried. What do you know? This is why my walls, which I understand is not great. Like, it's just not. But, and not even, my wall. So I have walls up because I have been disappointed, not just in past relationships, but like I've just been hurt a lot. And then someone comes and weasels in. And you guys, it failed. And here's my thing is like, I don't like feeling this part of it. So this is why I don't jump into a lot of things. I just don't. Plus, I'm a single mom. I don't have a lot of time. And it's like, I let my guard down and I do it. And then what do you know? For one of the exact same reasons that I was like, hey, what about this? I can't move. Have you thought? And he's like, of course, I've thought about this. Like, that's crazy. Like, of course, I would come to you, whatever, no problem, whatever. You guys, literally, I just like, sometimes I seem to make every damn decision the wrong way. It's like, my career is not where it should be. Like, nothing is. And it's like, what in the world? And I know this is so icky and I'm holding it together the best I can. What in the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, honestly, I try to be a good person. I have a good heart. I lead with that. And I try to do good by people and make people feel, I just like, what the fuck am I doing wrong in this life? Like, I've never been married because I want it to be right. And oh my God, apparently you have to date to get there. But like, what am I doing? Just what am I doing? That's all.
Honestly, what you're going through, a lot of dudes are going through. They put themselves out there. They pay for a lot of stuff. I thought I heard a woman at some point in time in the commentary or this compilation talking about 4 or 5 dates in. Then you think about going to their house for dinner or something like that. When they put the work in, I think she explained it. When they put the work in, like, this is what men have a problem with. And this is how the relationship starts. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but how it continues a lot of times is the woman puts herself in the position of authority. She puts herself in a position of somebody that you have to look up to, somebody that you have to get permission from, somebody that grades your work, right? So if you give me flowers and I don't like those, then, I'm going to make a TikTok and you're going to get blasted for it. If we don't go to the fanciest restaurant, another TikTok's coming your way, blasted for it. And each of these are going to be a 10-minute series on why I don't date men and why I deleted Hinge. It's just a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of foolishness. So like I said, what you're going through, men are going through. They're putting themselves out there, but modern women out there are saying they're not putting in the work. Modern women are saying that these men are not meeting their standard. I remember one woman, she was talking about, I think recently, maybe I posted on my other channel. The woman was like, it's so tough for me out here in the dating world. I went on a dating app, on one of the dating apps, and I put my little filters in, and she ran out of people to look at, basically. And so she said, and now I have to lower my standard. And so I took the height requirement down. I'm not joking. You think that this was like a skit? You think that these women saying this type of stuff is a skit? It's not. I know some of this stuff is this is like a skit that they're doing. Like it's like their plan. But some of these women are dead serious. Oh, I should have to lower my standard. So I did have one guy that was 6'2", or he was over 6 feet. We matched, and he's not everything that I'm looking for, but it's a start. So why are you going out with him if he's not everything that you're looking for? Oh, because you're looking for height. And you did tell us in the video that you wanted height because, you know, in heels, you're like 5'9" or something like that. I think she said, whatever she said, it was something dumb. Still no reason to need a 6'2" man. If you're 5'9" in heels, I think you'll be okay with a man that's 5'10". I think you'll be okay with a man that's 5'11". You don't need a man that's 6 feet. Really, to be honest with you, a man that's 5'9" could be okay. If that man wears boots, depending on his style, that could give him an extra inch. Now he's 5'9", or excuse me, 5'10", maybe even 5'11", with the 1-inch heels, or with the 1-inch lift from his boots. And he's still taller than you. But y'all don't think about that. Y'all think about stupid stuff. Y'all wonder why y'all are having problems out here. Good luck to you, ma'am. I hope you find the right one. But like I said, men are out here suffering with these modern women. And that's why they decided to pull out and stay single.
Hi, friends. I guess when I meant shoot your shot, I meant like if you've already read the room, which let's talk about this for a second here, okay? So what does that look like? I'm open and interested. Well, not just me. Let's take me out of it. The girl, okay? She's looking at you and she's not like staring at you like, who's this creep? She's looking at you with interest. If I have to explain what that looks like, there might be a larger problem at play. But you know, it's the same thing if you're in business and you're trying to read your client. Is your client showing interest? Is your client open and eager to hearing what you have to sell or say? Or are they looking at you like, I'm bored? You know, like read. Hopefully you can take facial cues. Women are no different than men in terms of facial expressions, right? Like it shouldn't be that hard. And then also like when I say like shoot your shot, I'm not saying like do it to any female, anyone walking around with like a vagina. Like just literally, if they seem to be showing interest, if they're flirting with you, if they're, you know, I don't know, like I can't believe I have to explain this.
If you do not have money as a man, what is your worth?
Are they actually trying to imply that unless a man has a certain amount of money, that he doesn't have any basic value as a person? Unfortunately, a lot of individuals, namely a lot of women that seem to have this opinion, seem to forget that every single person is valuable and has value.
And I'm asking this as a genuine question.
And that is the saddest part.
Women literally hold the portal to life between our legs, and whether we decide to use it or not, or have the ability to use it or not, it's still there, and that's why women will always be worth what we are.
Some women really seem to like to forget that in order for that portal to life to actually produce life, they actually need the contribution of a man. Otherwise, it's just an empty incubator.
But as a man, if you cannot protect your family, provide for your family, give abundance to your family of wealth and happiness, what are you worth?
Do you think they realize that there are actually places in this world where everyone lives in extreme poverty, and providing for a family and providing luxury is something that many individuals actually dream of? But then again, there are those out there that actually think that a person's worth is ultimately dependent on what they can do for another person. Unfortunately, a lot of individuals don't see the inherent value that every single person has.
If you participated in casual encounters on Craigslist back in its glory days, you're probably my type.
Here's my PSA, it's all of the males who go to the gym. If you and a girl are making eye contact over and over, go talk to her. If you guys keep looking at each other in between sets, go talk to her. You don't have to go up and ask for her number, but just go start a conversation. You don't know how many girls I talk to that they're like, he just keeps looking at me, he never comes up to me. And they would genuinely be so happy if you went up to them. Which, I'm a big advocate for girls can go talk to guys, and the guy doesn't have to talk to the girl first. But lots of girls don't think that way. So men, go up to the girl if you keep making eye contact in the gym. And I can guarantee you, they will be happy about that.
No fucking wonder there's a male loneliness epidemic. You fuckers don't know how to date. This guy asked me, he was like, do you want to hang out on Thursday? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So Thursday rolls around. I'm waiting all day for him to text me, when we're hanging out, what we're doing, where we're going. And he never does. The day passes. It's Friday now. Friday afternoon, actually. And he texts me. He's like, so when can I see you? You could have saw me last night. But I didn't say that. Instead, I said, oh, I'm off of work at 5:30 tomorrow. Let's do something then. And he's like, all right, bet. Sounds good. So tomorrow comes around. Tomorrow is today. I get off of work at 5:30 and I check my phone. No texts. Right, we're supposed to be hanging out, but I have got no confirmation. Don't know where we're going. Don't know what we're doing. Don't know what time. So I text him. I'm like, hey, what are we doing? And he goes, I'm bad at choosing. I don't know. You pick. Bro, do not piss me off like that. Do not piss me off. Luckily, I am full of ideas. So I spew a couple. I'm like, do you want to make slime like it's 2016? Or do you want to go to this haunted house? Please, I really want to go to this haunted house really bad. I love Halloween. And he's like, oh, that haunted house looks fun. And I'm like, right? I love haunted houses. But he says, but usually haunted houses aren't that scary. Okay, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Are we going or not? So I was like, okay, well, if you want to do something different, like, pick a plan. Make a fucking plan, baby girl. So then he asked me, do you have Netflix? Yeah, I do have Netflix. Why? What's your grand idea? And he goes, how about we watch the scariest movie on Netflix? By the way, I can't drive tonight. Oh, so you want me to drive 40 minutes across the city to your house with my car, my gas money, to Netflix and chill on the first date? First, with my Netflix account, mind you. I think the fuck not. No. And I was rooting for this one. I was really rooting for this guy. He was so cute. He seemed so nice. He thought I was funny. But oh my fucking God, bro. Where's your fucking spine? Sorry, 3 strikes, you're out.